Hey everyone, it's Gary Enerson here. How y'all doing? I hope you had a good week. Welcome to episode number 36 of Gary E's Sketch Cards, where this week I'm doing something a little different. This week I am doing Lagoona Blue from the Monster High doll series TV show. I guess it's a cartoon or an animated show. Um, and the reason I'm doing it this week is because I'm trying something a little different, and I will get to that a little bit later in the video. But more specifically, because my wife and I were at a Christmas party last week with some friends, and a couple of the younger girls came up and said that they had been watching the Freddy Fazbear episode that I did last week, and said that they really, really liked it. And if I would please do either another Five Nights at Freddy's card or something from the Monster High show line, I guess. But specifically, Luna Blue was called out, so that's why I'm doing it this week. So, Makina and Sissy, this one is for you. And I thought it was really nice. Thank you again for watching. So I figured I'd do a sketch card for you gals this week, and I hope you enjoy this one too. So the first step, is always, here with the color cards that I do is I like penciling in the drawing first, and I'm using the light non-photographic blue pencil here to kind of put all the lines in, and I'm going to use the markers later on to put in a lot of the colors and stuff. Um, this is more for, I guess, the non-artists that are watching, if you will. If you're an artist and you're watching this, you obviously are rolling your eyes at me and going, "Of course, that's what you do." But I'm finding that more non-artists, I guess, are watching the videos than artists, and all three of you. And and I do appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, but so I kind of like to include the little step-by-step things that I do here. Um, so again, yeah, just using a pencil to get the details in. I found that doing something a little different. I should explain that usually, if you've seen any of the other episodes, I tend to do either just a regular graphite pencil, and as of late, I've been kind of working with the Copic Scopics markers, and I bought the Dick Blick markers, if you will. I bought both the warm and cool grays, all the values 1 through 10, and then absolute black, and I think I use a couple of them on this one at some point, but just to kind of try them out. But I usually draw mostly like movie art, sci-fi art, things like that. Obviously, Star Wars, and I did a Die Hard card here a couple of weeks ago. I mean, the range is kind of like, I don't know. I tend to do the cards that I want to do, or that I want to see done. And when you're an artist, you have that luxury, um, to kind of create something if you can't find it anywhere. You know what I mean? Or to just create something from scratch, and it's kind of a cool. It's a cool thing. But I guess my point is that, I tend to do. I don't want to use boy subjects because obviously Star Wars is not boy subjects, but I never thought I would do a doll or anything like that. But in doing this card, I found that it was kind of challenging, actually, and it kind of got me thinking that as an artist, it's good to try new things, or to obviously to try things that are outside of, not so much your wheelhouse, but kind of outside your interests from time to time. I spend a lot of time, like I said, doing stuff like Star Wars and things like that. You never really think about doing a doll line or whatever. Um, there are a couple of videos that I sort of kind of harkened back to, if you will. Scott Circland has a video series where he does creature creation for a game called Miscrits, and it's cool to see how he kind of comes up with a character, and it's kind of like he comes up with ideas and stuff like that I wouldn't you normally wouldn't think of. Not that you wouldn't normally think of, but it's cool to see another artist's perspective on how they come up with a character. in that. Also, another artist named Jake Parker put out a video that talked about putting your own spin on a character, and again, kind of coming up with a concept. And he's got a bunch of other videos about coming up with concepts and things like that. And it's something I never really thought about, because I do a lot of drawing from photos and stuff like that. So, as far as like character design and again, either putting your own spin on it or coming up with something original, I haven't really played around with that, as of yet. So, but I was reminded of those two artists while doing this, just because I saw a lot of what went into creating this particular character. The shape of her face, the color scheme that was used, some of the accessories and stuff that went along with the character, with Lagoona Blue. And again, I'm really only, how long? Probably over a year and a couple of months, I think, into seriously drawing and seriously, pursuing this, I guess, as a hobby, but as something that I want to put out there on YouTube and that. So I'm really learning a lot of this stuff now for the first time, thanks to those guys. When I probably should have learned it a long time ago, back when I was actually studying art in high school and a little bit in college and that. But again goes to prove what I've always said about you need to keep learning, and you need to keep looking at other artists and that, and kind of getting their point of view, because every artist kind of helps everybody in their own way. You know what I mean? You may not take everything that a particular artist says, but there may be a phrase or there may be something that's said. And I'm including a lot of artists that I sort of pay attention to and watch and stuff online and that. But from time to time, you'll get a nice little nugget of information that kind of stops and makes you think, and a lot about the art process, but a lot about what to do with your art afterwards. You know what I mean? So. And a lot about creating art from scratch. Again, it's once you've learned how to draw, and I don't mean to make this sound easy, so I guess I'll preface my comment here by saying that. But once you've learned to draw, and you feel that you're at a point where you like what you're doing. I mean, obviously you're striving to improve and everything, but it's real easy to just sort of sit back. At least it is for me anyway, to just kind of sit back and sort of stay with one style and stay with one technique, and I really think that this card was good to kind of break me out of that a little bit, and give me something that something that I can look at from in a different way, I suppose, because again, if I'm drawing Kylo Ren, or if I'm drawing, Shaun of the Dead, or if I'm drawing one of the Avengers or something like that, there's a certain level of excitement that kind of happens. And if you're drawing something that you're just absolutely not interested in, it can be hard to kind of keep that excitement. But as I said before, as I was drawing this particular card, there was some excitement that really kicked in, and again, I don't mean to keep repeating myself, but it was just really cool to do. So, and I sort of learned again something different this week, so to speak. And I may not have worded all of that properly. So, but if you've ever run into something like that, as an artist where you're doing something different, or you're doing, different subject matter, and all of a sudden it's like, this, it's not half bad, I don't know if I'm going to do an entire series of, Monster High, I'll be honest, but yeah, this was a really cool card to do in that respect. So, and I guess I'll leave it at that. It was also good in another respect because here as of late, with the holidays over with now, I kind of got out of the habit of doing a sketch card, every couple of days, and recording recording the video every week, and it put me into a funk a little bit about doing the videos every week. I have some trips coming up for work over the next couple of weeks, and some vacation time coming up. So I may have to miss a week or two coming up. Just fair warning. But this card also, again, having not done anything like it, kind of rekindled the excitement of doing the videos. You know what I mean? And it can be hard to keep that excitement up, and but it was a good thing. So in a lot of ways, this card was really cool to do, and I think in the end it turned out pretty good. So um, again, real excited. It was a good time. It was a good card. So. And I hope you agree. If you do, let me know in the comments below. If not, let me know in the comments below. And, I'll take criticism as well as, praise and accolades or whatever. I mean, that's what this is all about, That's kind of why I put the videos out every week, to just sort of put something positive out there, and hope that people like it. And, it like I said, all three of you, all seven of you that watch the shows every week. So it kind of sidetracking a little bit. It can be a little frustrating at times to sort of watch the videos and see that, I think I did a couple of cards where I think only like 10 people or 11 people watched it. And I think there was a Tom Hanks card that I did from Angels and Demons that I think at that point it was more of um, a plea to Hans Zimmer to come to America and play. And I went through 3 cards that did that. I think people were getting tired of it. So again, I'll apologize for all of that, but that is what it is. But for whatever reason, there's, whether it's just not trending or whatever, only a select number of people will actually see the videos. So I try to put something out that appeases to a lot of people, I guess, or a lot of people enjoy, you know, um, I mean, I'll be honest, that's, kind of why I do it. I mean, when I put these videos out, I like the idea of people watching it and enjoying themselves. You know what I mean? And I try to talk to, if you can't watch the videos, I guess, then you can hear me talk. But sometimes I ramble. I get that. So, and I think in the near future, I'll put out a few videos where I just sort of draw and talk at the same time. I've tried it a couple of times and it didn't quite work for me. There was one issue where I had an audio problem, and there was another one where I was kind of more quiet than anything else. Didn't have much to say. So I'll try to come up with something like that, and we'll see what happens. But we're getting close to the end here, so I'm just going to go ahead and start plugging. Please watch Gary E's sketch card videos, if you would. A subtle request, I suppose. Subscribe to my channel if you would. Hit the like button. And let me know what you think. If you like what you're seeing, again, let me know. If you don't like what you're seeing, let me know. And, firm believer that you can't please everybody all the time, but, I do what I like and I put it out there. And if you like it too, that's great. If not, then, I'm still going to put it out, I guess. So, yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. So, once again, you can find me. I'll have some information at the end of this video and where you can find me on Instagram, my Facebook page. I actually still have a Pinterest page that I kind of post from time to time, but I think the Instagram and the Facebook are the two main ones. So again, I want to thank everybody for watching, everybody who's been sharing. And again, Sissy and Makina, this one is for you. And thank you so much for the request. This is Lagoona Blue from the Monster High series. And hopefully I will be back next week, if not the week after or something like that, with a new card. Until then, take care. Remember, your art is awesome, and always strive to do your best and always strive to improve. And I will see you next time.